Well, hello again. If you don't remember me, I would like to remind you that I am Tufti the Priestess, and I have come to you from time eternal. And from this eternity, you can go wherever you like, whenever you like. And so these 78 days of reality transurfing lessons are coming from this voice, this person, this Tufti the Priestess. I come from 3,000 years ago, and I was a priestess in the temple of Isis. Who am I now? Well, I will divulge that sometime later. The important thing is that I know who you are, and I will tell you about that also in due course. Because you already know who you are, right? You have been brought into the world deprived of a self-instruction manual. Of course, they taught you how to do the basic things in life, but you don't know any more about the world of yourself, the world of your inner world. For example, you think that you have your own opinion, whereas in fact, that opinion has actually been programmed or implanted into you. You think that you are in control of your actions, whereas in fact, it is much more important to control your thoughts. By controlling our thoughts, we control our realities. Can you do this? After all, you're not really brainless idiots, are you? I'll tell you how the world works and what is really happening from Tufti's point of view. And I'll tell you why you're here and what to do with your life, because you don't know what to do with your life, do you? You see, get comfortable. Are you sitting comfortably? Please listen. Let's start with the fact that reality is not quite as you imagine it to be. Reality is multidimensional. Reality is multi-layered, like an onion. You are familiar with only two layers. The first one being the physical reality in which you live day in and day out. And then there's the dream space that you see when you fall asleep every single night. The dream space is not a figment of your imagination. It is very real, and it takes the form of something like a film archive in which everything is stored that ever was, will be, and ever could be. When you dream, all you are doing is watching one of those films from the archive of infinity. So in this sense, your dream is real and it's an illusion at the same time. Can you get that? The film you are watching is virtual, whilst the film roll itself is material. Reality is what has never been and never will be, but it is only here in the now, the eternal now. Reality exists only for a single moment, like a frame on a film roll, which moves from the past into the future. Your life, or rather your essence, your soul, also moves from one incarnation into another. There was a time when you were a fish, a dinosaur, a reptile, all kinds of creepy crawlies. Don't kid yourself that you've moved on much since then. there is still a long way to crawl before reaching perfection. Such as I, Tufti, myself. You don't remember your previous incarnations because every incarnation is a separate life of your soul, a separate dream in another parallel reality, if you like. The soul is not dependent on the presence of the body. This is just one of the forms in which the soul can exist. The body is just like a biosuit, a vehicle that you wear. So you may ask, what's the point of all of these transformations? Such are the fundamental qualities of reality and life, movement and transformation. A frame moves along a film roll, just like a caterpillar transforms into a butterfly. The butterfly lays its larvae, the larvae transforms into caterpillars, and those in turn become butterflies. So at your current stage of evolution, you are caterpillars, small and unpleasant. That's just how you are. And I'm going to keep an eye on you because I'm Tufti the Priestess. So listen, sleeping and waking life are roughly the same thing. In the early years, you did not distinguish your dreams from reality. You don't remember it now, but back then, you did not think there was a boundary or any difference between this world and that. Then the grown-ups explained to you that the world of dreams is just a product of your imagination. That isn't real. In fact, this is when the false beliefs started kicking in. Because you were fed them, and you ate them, and you believed them to become them. That world is just as real as this. It exists. It's just another space, another reality. And so you move from one space to another when you wake up and when you fall asleep. Does that surprise you? Or does it scare you? You got used to the idea, but still dreaming and waking life that follows the dream are like life and death. Life is the dream. Death is the waking experience, the waking from the dream, but not the other way around. Do you see? Okay, my dears, let us not run before we can walk. One small step at a time. There are 3 similarities and 1 difference between dreams and waking. I'll talk about the differences a little later. The similarities are these. Number 1, first, both in waking and dreaming, you're still asleep. And because of this, you're helpless in both. This and the other reality exist independently of your will, but I will teach you how to wake up, both in dreaming and in waking life. In the meantime, keep asking yourself, am I awake? Am I aware? Second, in both spaces, reality moves like a frame in a film roll, yet you don't understand that both you only know how to see what is right underfoot. You lost the ability to look ahead when you started to believe what the grown-ups said about dreams not being real. The third one, here and there, the moving frame can be controlled. The reason you don't control the movement is that your attention is stuck in the current frame. You'll find out what this means later on. Although finding out doesn't necessarily mean that you understand or understand it. When you do understand it, however, you will be able to shift in an instant from one reality to the next. So, just to recap, both in dreaming and in waking life, you are asleep. Dreams and everyday reality are a moving frame. The frame's movement can be controlled, but you don't know how to. Until next time, bye-bye.